Good morning, Tenno. Recently, I've uploaded a short video on YouTube and it blew up with a lot of you guys commenting, and I know 90%, even 99% of Warframe community are very cultured, especially this guy over here. I mean, no disrespect, bro, but I think you should just enjoy your life a little bit more. Maybe drop us a full beatboxing tutorial, because clearly you got the talent. Well, putting that aside, after all that, I decided to make a more sus-oriented video, and I'm sure none of you all will complain. Well, unless if your favorite is not on this list, feel free to comment down below and argue with me. So today, I'm bringing you guys my top 3 baddest Warframe I've been using a lot ever since I started playing the game. In this video, we will be covering each frames from 3 different categories. First, obviously the looks. Second, their general role and abilities. And finally, what missions they excel in. So without further ado, number 3 goes to...
Excuse me.
It's actually Khora. Coming in at number 3, we have Khora. So officially she's the Huntress Warframe, but personally she gives me major Sekhmet vibes from Egyptian mythology. You know, the lioness goddess associated with war, strength and destruction. Whether they intended that or not, that's always the energy I get from her. And if you've seen how Sekhmet is portrayed in other games like Palworld, you'll exactly know what I'm talking about. Her design is elegant, balanced. She has a very defined hourglass silhouette, broad, graceful shoulders, a narrow waist, and a long, athletic proportions that make her instantly recognizable. What I love the most about her is she looks dominating,
Especially with her ribs.
Then here's the Mayabi skin. Oh god, about this is probably the best skin. I generally think this is one of the best skin for Khora in Warframe, which I cannot afford. It's just feel your Japanese whip spirit inside of you, burning with passion. So yeah, shout out to the creator of the skin. I also think that Khora is incredibly underrated when people talk about Warframe designs. Everyone immediately jumps to Wisp or Saryn, and fair enough, but Khora, I think she deserves way more appreciation. Now, enough about the looks, let's actually talk about why Khora is still one of the strongest Warframes in the game. Khora isn't just another DPS frame, she's what I call an all-rounder, route control, insane scaling damage, farming utility, and even a companion, all packed into one Warframe. Now let's talk about her first ability, Whipclaw. Whipclaw is the reason most people build Khora. Instead of relying on your primary and secondary weapon, Khora uses a massive energy whip that scales with your melee mods. If built static correctly, this ability can hit for absolutely ridiculous damage, but with past updates you can actually now mod her Whipclaw, as it's considered as exalted weapon specifically for Khora. You can get millions of damage once you fully optimized. Unlike me right now, my Whipclaw is not really optimized right now. Even my whole build is not fully optimized, and I can still perform pretty well on Steel Path. And the best part, it's not just strong, it is satisfying. The second ability is Ensnare. This ability grabs an enemy and starts pulling nearby enemies together. It is one of the best grouping abilities in Warframe because it keeps enemies tightly packed with each other, making them easy targets for AoE weapons or Khora's signature Whipclaw. The only problem and the only downside with this skill is you have to aim directly at the enemy for it to work, so it is kind of a hassle, but when the grouping starts, it actually synergizes really well with her first ability. Now for her third ability is Venari. Unlike most companions, Venari is actually part of Khora's kit. You don't have to sacrifice your companion slot to use her because you can still bring another companion alongside Venari. She has 3 different stances: attack, protect, and heal. Need extra damage, put her on attack. Can handle the hit, switch to heal. And of course, Venari is not gonna carry your missions by herself, but she's a nice bonus that makes Khora feel unique. I mean, you can bring 2 of your best buddies on your missions. And finally, her ult, Strangle Dome. She creates a giant dome filled with chains and grabs enemies as they walk in. They get suspended in the air like they're decorations, completely helpless, but here's what really makes Strangle Dome amazing. With the Pulvering Strangle Dome augment, enemies that traps inside have an additional chance to drop extra loot, and that is why Khora has been one of the best farming Warframe in the game. It doesn't matter if it's credits, doesn't matter if you want to farm endo, doesn't matter if you want to farm for mods, this augment will make you farm for them way more efficiently. So personally, I use Khora when doing interception missions. Instead of constantly running around trying to recapture towers, Khora can simply lock down and capture a point with Strangleton. Enemies get trapped before they can even interact with the console, making it much easier to defend multiple points, especially if you are playing solo. Just beware of Eximus units. Aside from that, defense missions are also a breeze with Khora since she can lock down points all by herself. Moving on to the second place goes to... So yes, it is Valkyr, and honestly, deciding between first and second was way harder than I expected. At one point I almost scrapped this entire list because who am I kidding? I love all of these Warframes equally, but for the sake of content, Valkyr takes second. I am quite emotionally attached with Valkyr because she's been with me since the very beginning of Warframe, and she's actually the reason why I fell in love with melee combat in this game. And ever since I built her, I've been using more melee than guns. Design wise, she is just awesome. She's literally a cat Warframe, a feline Warframe. The feline inspired helmet, the claws, the gauntlets, and the HL stance, everything about her is perfect. She looks like she's very ready to get revenge on those damned corpus that freaking did this shit to her. Let's be honest though, she has some very interesting aspects. I'm not a furry, but like digital extremes definitely know what they're doing with her design. She's lean, athletic, and she looks like every muscle actually serves a purpose instead of an elegant hourglass figure like Khora. Valkyr has the physique of someone who spent years ripping corpus apart with their bare hands. Then the heirloom skin. Need I say more? Overall, one of the coolest female Warframes in the game and easily one of my personal favorites. Now enough of the looks. Let's talk why Valkyr is still one of my favorite Warframes to play. Valkyr is an aggressive melee Warframe, so her role is just basically to jump in and start spamming sliding attacks until extraction and just tearing everything apart. So let's talk about her first ability. Her first ability, Ripline, lets you launch a grappling hook that pulls you towards the enemies or any kind of terrain. You can also use her first ability, Ripline, by aiming directly to an enemy and pressing the ability button to pull yourself and nearby foes together, and it is pretty solid grouping ability if you ask me. Moving on to the second ability, Warcry. Warcry massively increases your melee attack speed while also boosting your armor, making you tankier and letting you swing your weapon at ridiculous speeds. If you're a melee enjoyer like me, this ability is basically free dopamine. I usually go this ability with one heavy weapon like Gram, but that was way back then before every single new melee just outperforms the heavy melees. Next is Paralysis. Valkyr sacrifices a portion of her shields to unleash a shockwave that stuns nearby enemies and opens up them for finishers. It is not the star of a kit, but it is useful when you need a crowd control or just want to create some breathing room. I usually just subsume this for another more useful ability like Nourish or Roar. And then the final ability, Hysteria. She equips her Exalted Claws, gains incredible survival ability, and tears through enemies in close combat. It is a straightforward ability, but that's exactly why I like it. No complicated setup, no waiting for enemies to group up on you, just tap Hysteria and start shredding enemies in front of you. The attack animations are fast, the claws feel satisfying to use, and much more with her sliding attacks. So where does Valkyr really perform at her best? Well, simple missions where you can keep moving, keep swinging, and never let the momentum stop. I personally run her anything except for defense missions, but the best one is survival missions because her durableness and simple to use kit is perfect for long survival runs. Disruption is good too since she can one shot with heavy attack most of the time towards these defenders. And finally, the moment you all we've been waiting for. But before I reveal the first place, if you guys are still watching, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as it motivates me a lot to make more content. I'm currently trying to hit 1k subs, and yeah, only you guys can make that happen. Please like, as I spent all 3 days of editing. And also pause the video, leave a comment down below who do you think the number 1 is, and make sure you don't leave this video in disappointment once I reveal it. So without further ado, number 1 goes to... Okay, so yeah, I gotta give it to Wisp. I actually feel a little guilty putting Wisp above Valkyr. It honestly feels like a sin. Why Wisp? Because she's the complete package. Wisp just has one of the cleanest designs in the game. Everything about her feels smooth and elegant, and the way she floats instead of walking makes her stand out instantly. Although I kinda wish she could walk too. Now let's be real guys, Wisp has been the face of every Warframe booty meme since the day she was released. The community noticed it immediately and the internet ran with it. And years later, people are still making memes about her. Wisp isn't just popular because of the design. For me, it's how naturally everything comes together. Every animation feels smooth, every movement has this weightless grace, and the whole design just nails that ethereal vibe. It's simple and clean, which is probably why Wisp is still one of the most iconic Warframes in the game. And don't even get me started on Mari, it's just perfection. The moment I heard that French accent, I was sold. I honestly have no idea what she's saying half the time.
Oh soul, tout sauf ça, je veux pas être piégé dans l'esprit de ce singe pour toute l'éternité.
But I'm still listening. It just gives her so much charm and personality. Pair that with her design, and yeah, the digital extremes absolutely cooked with this one. I'm actually pretty tired at this point of editing, so I want to make the ability section as fast as possible. Let's talk about her first ability. Her mods are easily one of the best support abilities in the game. A vitality mode gives you extra health and health regeneration. The haste mode boosts your movement speed, fire rate and attack speed, and the shock mode helps stun enemies for some extra crowd control. No matter what mission you're doing, there's always a reason to drop your modes. The second ability is Will or Wisp. It's also way more useful than people give it credit for. You can use it as a decoy to distract enemies, teleport to it for extra mobility, and even use it to safely reposition in tougher missions. Her third ability is Breach Search. It blinds enemies, opens them up to finishers, and every hit can release sparks that jump between enemies, dealing massive damage. Once those sparks start chaining, you can easily nuke out rooms with this. And we have for alt, Soulgate. I don't want to be rude, but this is probably the first ability I'm subsuming. It is not terrible if you build around it, but for most builds like weapon platform, there are just stronger helmet options. Overall, Wisp's kit is incredibly well-rounded. It is easy to pick up, scales well into endgame, and can even support the whole team without sacrificing any damage. And that's my top 3 Warframe baddies. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Warframe content like this. It really helps out the channel. Now I want to hear from you guys. What Warframe deserves to be in the list? Is it Wisp? Is it Valkyr? Khora? Let me know your top 5 or even just your number 1 in the comments below. I'll be reading them all and probably judging some of you. Anyways, thanks for watching, Tano. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.